The first bowl moistens my lips and throat. The second bowl banishes my loneliness and melancholy. The third bowl penetrates my withered entrails, finding nothing except a literary core of 5,000 scrolls. The fourth bowl raises a light perspiration, casting life's inequities out through my pores. The fifth bowl purifies my flesh and bones. The sixth bowl makes me one with the immortals. The seventh bowl I need not drink, feeling only a pure wind rushing beneath my wings.
Greetings. Wow, that's a beautiful tea set. I see you're having some very special tea.
Would you like some?
I'd love some.
Great.
So what brings you here to Mount Shasta?
Well, we've traveled all over India. For the past 7 years, we've been researching saints in India. We've traveled pretty much all over India and gone to the Himalayas several times, looking for great saints, siddhas, holy people. And we heard that Mount Shasta is a place where there are many masters. Some call them the Ascended Masters. So we've come here hoping to meet the Ascended Masters.
Well, that's beautiful. There are many people on a similar quest who have studied in India and have heard that there are Western masters and that Mount Shasta is one of their focal points, being one of the 7 sacred mountains of the world. So there are, in fact, masters who have raised their body into a higher dimension the way Jesus did. It's called ascending, or in Tibet, Jalu, which means attaining the rainbow body. And they use Mount Shasta as their focal point, and they have temples here on the slopes of the mountain, and they have meeting places inside the mountain where they bring their students for instruction.
Now, when you say they have temples on the slope of the mountain, you're
These
not talking about physical temples, because I don't see any physical temples.
These are etheric temples.
Oh.
And the key to seeing those is actually turning your attention within, because that's where you really contact the master. The door is within, and the key to that door is your attention. So that's where all your meditation training comes in, to slow the mind down enough so you're aware of the inner God flame within yourself. Then as you tune into that, it raises your frequency, your vibratory rate. Then you start to vibrate at that same frequency that the temples are at and the masters are at. So then you start to have that contact with the ascended masters. But until then it just remains a sort of a material plane quest. The key to contacting the ascended masters and to entering into the temples of the masters and receiving conscious instruction is to raise your vibratory rate and to turn your attention inward. That's where the real door into the mountain is, and the key to that door is your attention. So this is where your training in India comes in, to slow down your mind, observe the in-breath and the out-breath, and gradually the mind slows down, and in that space between thoughts, that is where the door is to higher consciousness, and that is where the energy is, in the center of your being, that accelerates your vibratory rate. And as your vibration increases, then you move into the Ascended Master octave. You start to move consciously into that higher dimension where you exist in the same dimension as the masters and these etheric temples.
So Peter, who is the Ascended Master Saint Germain?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. He uses Mount Shasta as one of his home bases, and he brings people here to contact and receive instruction in using the I am. The I am is that ancient phrase to invoke the God presence into the physical human world. In India, they specialize in leaving the body and going to higher dimensions, but Saint Germain is bringing these teachings forth now in the West so people can bring that divine consciousness down into their own bodies, into their personal worlds, and release it out into the world so you can achieve mastery and happiness and fulfillment in daily life. So when you say those words, I am, that's invoking your own higher self, the Atman, and whatever you say with those words is what you're creating. People say, well, I don't see any results. Like I said, I am rich or whatever it is, and gold coins didn't fall out of the sky, but you have set it into motion. When you say, I am abundance or I am health, you have called that energy forth and it is starting to manifest already. There is no affirmation that does not work. It all is planting the seed. When you plant a seed in the ground and water it, you don't expect the plant to come up immediately. It takes time. So it's the same with these affirmations. You have to pour love to the affirmation and be patient and keep your attention positive on what it is that you're creating. Then it will surely manifest, for that is the spiritual law.
Could you teach us some affirmations that we could begin with right away?
I'd be happy. There's no time like the present. So one of my favorite ones is the simplest. I am the presence of the living God.
I am the presence of the living God.
And just feel that warmth, the love, the activity of the life stream within you. Let's say it again slowly. I am, it's together.
I am the presence of the living God.
I am divine love.
I
am divine love.
Flowing forth to benefit all whom I meet.
Flowing forth to benefit all that I meet.
I am the commanding, governing presence.
I am the commanding, governing presence.
Going before me throughout this day.
Going before me throughout this day.
Commanding the perfect divine plan.
Commanding the perfect divine plan.
In all activity.
In all activity. Beautiful. We will start using those right away.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. In fact, we're going to go on a walk now around the mountain, and we'll say these affirmations as we walk.
And then again, you can say, I am the presence of the ascended masters. And that calls them in. I am the presence of the ascended masters. And I am the presence of my own higher self. I am the presence of my own higher self. Now fully manifest. Now fully manifest. Right here and now. Right here and now. Awesome.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Well, it was wonderful running into you today.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Yeah.
I feel it was divinely ordained.
I think it was.
I think so.
This could be the nicest tea service that I ever had with two of my favorite people.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We hope to run into you again.
I'm sure we'll meet again.
To the Ascended
To
Masters.
the Ascended Masters.